The 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is coming to an end for the 5 billionth time. But I wanted to do something special anyways. And what I decided to do is make an entire 25th anniversary pack for Konami. You're welcome. This pack will include many cards that are reprints, retrains of anime cards, and even reprints that we need. And not some bullshit like invasive alien species. I named the pack Pharaoh's Legends of Time. As you see, there's a lot of information on this pack cover that you will see in the next videos. This is going to be a series, and I'm going to lead you through every card and every series that every card represents and it's reprinted from. The first one will be the Egyptian gods. Yes, I made more support for Egyptian gods because I think they deserve it, because every other thing got support. Like the Sacred Beast Litter got probably tier 0 support and did still nothing. So I made tier -1 support for it so they can do something. Before we get into it, I would just like to tell you that these are custom cards and it's nothing more than just me having fun to create cards because I want to work Konami. Konami, hire me please. And yeah, this is the disclaimer. This is not official thing here. I would love it to be official though. All the cards are gonna be on my Twitter. The Egyptian God support is already on my Twitter. The next one will probably be out on my Twitter when this video gets out. So let's just get right into it. By the way, if there are any typos, just deal with it, I don't care. The first one on the list is Guard of the Divine. It's a Divine level 4 Warrior Tuner effect monster with 100 attack and 2000 defense. For the smart ones, I think you already know where this is going. Its effect is, you can roll one Divine Beast or a card that mentions Divine Beast card, special summon this card. If this card is summoned, you can add one Divine Beast or a card that mentions Divine Beast card from your deck to your hand. If a Divine Beast would be destroyed, target or banished, you can banish this card, normal summon that card if it left the field. You can only activate this effect of this card once per turn. So as you see, I made the normal summon of this card not once per turn, and that is by design because you are meant to summon this card multiple times per turn and get multiple searches off of it. This card is also your main focus of the deck to get to your hand so you can even start your combo. The next card is called Pharaoh's Soul. This one is a level 3 Divine Warrior Tuner effect monster with 2000 attack and 100 defense. Its effect is, if this card is normal or special summoned, add a level 3 Divine Tuner from your deck to your hand, or add a one level 10 Divine Beast from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate the previous effect of Pharaoh's Soul once per turn. If a Divine card battles an opponent's monster, this card gains the damage taken from that battle till the end of the turn. I made this card both a starter and extender because the Egyptian gods really need some more consistency, because right now they're just kinda ass. The third card on the list is the Guard of the Divine, not to be mistaken by Guard of the Divine. Very different things. From now on, effect just get entire essays, so get your glasses ready. This card is a level 9 Divine Warrior Tuner effect monster with 2000 attack and 2000 defense. Its effect is, you can normal summon this card without tributing. If you reveal a level 10 Divine Beast in your hand, if this card is summoned in its owner's possession, this card's original level becomes 3, and add one Divine Door from your deck, graveyard or banishment face up or face down to your or your opponent's hand. If you add it to your opponent's hand, gain 2000 life points. If this card is on the field, you can get one additional normal summon of a divine monster, and if you do, you get one more additional normal summon. You cannot get more than 2 additional normal summon by this card's effect. You can only activate each effect of the Guard of the Divine once per turn. As you see, this card is overall a great card, and you might be asking yourself, what the actual shit is the Divine Door? Well, let me tell you, because that's the next card we're covering. The next card is, of course, the Divine Door. this card is a field spell, and its effect is when this card is activated during your end phase and during your draw phase, you can add one level 9 or lower monster from your deck to your hand. When you normal or special summon a level/rank 10 or higher monster, you can draw 2 cards, then send the two top cards from your deck to the graveyard. Up to twice per turn, if this card would be banished or destroyed, you can banish a random card from both players' extra decks and increase your opponent's life points by 2000 instead. The effects of level 6 or lower divine monsters cannot be negated. You can only activate the divine door once per turn. This is probably the card that will be banned in like 5 days, because it gets your search when it's activated during your draw phase and during your end phase. It also draws you to every time you summon an Egyptian god or a card like that. So yeah, I think this card would need some tweaking, but I'm happy at how it turned out. Now we get into the extra deck cards. The first one is the Flame of the Divine. Yes, we have an extra deck card. It's a Link 1 downwards pointing arrow Divine Pyro effect monster with 0 attack. You're welcome, I did not make this a main deck monster. Its requirement is 1 divine monster. The effect is, if this card is properly summoned using cards listed, it gains the following effects. Once per turn, you can get an additional normal summon of a divine monster as long as it's summoned to the zone this card points to. If it points to a spell or trap zone, you can summon that monster there as if it was a monster zone. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. You also take no battle damage involving with this card. This card can be used as 3 tributes for a level 10 Divine Beast monster. If this card leaves the field, you can either add 1 divine card or 1 card that mentions the attribute divine, or immediately synchro summon 1 level 13 divine monster using cards in your hand and or field as material. All the effects of the Flame of Divine can only be activated up to twice per turn. As you see, I'm following the Konami trend where I make Link 1 monsters extremely broken. And as you probably saw, we're gonna synchro summon level 13. Let's get to that. The first level 13 synchro is Saint Dragon, the Ascended God of Osiris. Its requirements are Slifer the Sky Dragon plus 1 level 13 Divine Tuner monster. Its effect is, get ready for this one, when you're playing a duel, this card is treated as Slifer the Sky Dragon. This card can only be synchro summoned with the above materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This effect cannot be bypassed. Gains 2000 attack and defense for each card in your hand. If a monster is normal special summoned to your opponent's field in attack position, that monster loses 3000 attack. Then if its attack has been reduced to 0, as a result, banish it. When you summon a divine monster, select a card on the field or in your opponent's hand, destroy it. Also, its effects do not activate. You can only activate the last effect of Saint Dragon, the Ascended God of Osiris, twice per turn. The effects of Saint Dragon, the Ascended God of Osiris, cannot be negated. A lot of things have to be said about this card. First things first is the first level 13 monster that would be printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! The second thing is it has non-targeting destruction in hand or field. Then the artwork is actually the original manga art, but like upgraded with AI, of course, and I think it turned out pretty well. The next one is the Ascended God of Obelisk. This one is also a level 13 Divine Beast Synchro effect monster with 4000 attack and defense. The effects and requirement is Obelisk the Tormentor plus 1 level 13 Divine Tuner monster. When you're playing a duel, this card is treated as Obelisk the Tormentor. This card can only be synchro summoned with the above materials and cannot be summoned by other ways. This effect cannot be bypassed. When this card is summoned, the original attack and defense gets doubled. Once per turn, you can destroy any number of cards in your deck, field, and or hand, then destroy that many cards in your opponent's deck, field, and or hand. The effects of the Ascended God of Obelisk cannot be negated. To avoid any confusion, if you destroy 1 card in your hand, 1 card in your field, and 1 card in your deck, You also destroy one card on your opponent's field, one in their hand and one in their deck. This card is the beatstick of the deck, and it's made to absolutely destroy the living shit out of your opponent's life points. This card's art is also upgraded art of the original Obelisk manga art, but upgraded with AI. The last one is the Ascended Son of God Dragon. This card is a level 13 Divine Beast Synchro effect monster with question mark attack and defense. The requirements are the Winged Dragon of Ra plus a level 3 Divine Tuner monster. When you're playing a duel, this card is treated as the Winged Dragon of Ra. This card can only be synchro summoned with the above materials and cannot be summoned by other ways. This effect cannot be bypassed. This card's attack and defense is always equal to your life points times 2. Change this card's attack and defense each time your life point change. Up to 2 times per turn you can pay 2000 life points, banish this card until the end of this phase, and banish all cards your opponent controls. The banishment of this card cannot be negated. This becomes a quick effect if you have another Divine Beast monster on the field. The effects of this card cannot be negated. I made this card kinda broken, but I'm happy how it turned out. Again, this is a upgraded art of the original manga art, but upgraded with AI. I made it twice per turn because it returns during the end of the phase, but I made it just for safety reasons, because you know, people can still get out of like evenly matched and shit. So I made it just a little bit better. The next card is Pure White Dragon. It's a level 13 Divine Dragon effect monster with 4000 attack and 5000 defense. This card has probably the most goofy effect from any card that you'll see today, but we're gonna read it anyways, and listen closely. Cannot be normal summoned. You can only special summon this card from your hand if you have no cards on the field, graveyard or banishment. This card can only be summoned with the previous effect. If this card is summoned, normal summon from the deck Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, the Winged Dragon of Ra, the range attack of and defense of the Winged Dragon of Ra becomes 7999. This effect of Pure White Dragon can only be activated once per duel. This card cannot be added from your deck to your hand except by drawing it during your draw phase. You cannot activate any effects until your opponent's next end phase, the turn you activate this card's effect or summon monsters. This effect of Pure White Dragon cannot be negated. Yes, you heard me right, you normal summon the gods from the deck. No other comment. You might think this is the end, but we have one more card to do. This is the biggest boss monster that probably never will be summoned out, but I'm still going with the Konami trend of making incredibly hard to summon boss monsters, but they are incredibly broken. So let's get right into it. The last card on the list is Pharaoh's Trinity of the Divine. This card is a rank 13 Divine Beast XYZ Pendulum monster, effect 5000 attack, 5000 defense. When I say this card is an essay, I mean that it is an essay. This card's requirement is 3 level 13 Divine Synchro monsters or 1 Halakte, the Creator of Light with negated effects. When you're playing a duel, this card is treated as Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormented, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. This card can only be XYZ summoned with the above materials and cannot be summoned by other ways. These effects cannot be bypassed. This card can attack your opponent directly only if you control the Divine Door, and your opponent has a monster with 3000 or more attack and defense. This card's attack is half of this card's original attack for the damage step only. Every standby phase after this card was summoned, detach one material from it. If this card has no materials, put 2 Pharaoh counters on this card. The counters can only be removed by this card's effect. Each of your opponent's end phase, if this card has no materials, remove 1 Pharaoh counters from this card. If this card has 0 Pharaoh counters and no materials, you win the duel. No other card effects affect this card and its exclusive materials except this card. The effects of this card cannot be negated. If this card leaves the field, even if it's banished face down, put it in the Pendulum Zone. This card scale is 0 and its pendulum effect is a lot shorter. If this card is put in the Pendulum Zone, by this card's effect, flip a coin. Heads, your divine cards cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Tails, your divine cards cannot be targeted by card effects. If this card leaves the field in any way, even if banished face down, special summon 1 Halakte, the Creator of Light, from your deck, hand Graveyard Banishment, face up or face down, ignoring its summoning requirements but negate its effects. This card is incredibly hard to summon and it comes at a great price, but it's an alternate win condition and a giant beat stick. Also, it's incredibly powerful by everything else, and it looks cool. This is also the deck profile I came up with these custom cards. It's pretty straightforward. Also, I added a Halakte because that would be needed printed in TCG for this deck to even exist. So I'll leave it on the screen for you to copy it. And that marks the end of the first episode of Pharaoh's Legends of Time Creation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in the next video where we'll cover another anime deck. Peace.